You have the microphones.
Good afternoon, Ilkay. Wow, that's loud. How difficult is it to approach a tie like this from kind of a mental perspective when everybody outside the football club is saying you've already beaten Basel, but you still have a game to play?
For us, it's not that difficult, to be honest. It's the second leg of the 80 finals of the Champions League, so that's always important. Doesn't matter how the first leg was. Even with that result, we feel like it's a Champions League game. It's a big stage for us, and of course we want to win it. We're playing home. It's the second leg. We want to play in a very serious way. We want to play our way, and that's it's all about.
Okay, after that first leg, people started to say Manchester City are one of the favourites to win the Champions League this year, along with Barcelona and Real Madrid. Do you accept that you are one of the favourites to win this tournament? Is that something that feels comfortable with you?
To be honest, it's something that it's not in our hands, you know. I mean, everyone has his own opinion, and the way we play, we always hear that it's quite impressive, but at the end, it's our style, and it's the way we want to play. It's the target we want to achieve for every single game, and I think especially the results of the last games. Doesn't matter if it was Champions League or Premier League or the other competitions. Because they were quite well. A lot of people try to see us at the same level as, I don't know, Barcelona, Real Madrid or Bayern Munich, but we still feel like we need to compete with these teams. We are not there yet, but yeah, we are on a very good way, and if we have to play one day against them, then we want to be ready.
Ilkay, I've heard your manager saying that it's important that City don't think you're a perfect team. Is he right that you can't think that everything is perfect?
Who says that? Sorry?
Your manager has said it's important that City don't think they're a perfect team. Is that the right attitude to have?
I can't say something else right now, can I? No, as I said it, we are still on a journey. I think we started both together with the club, 1.5 years ago. So we still feel like we are not there where we want to be, but yeah, we are quite happy with how it's now at the moment, and yeah, even though we still think there's a lot of more potential to achieve.
Ilkay, just on your own personal form, you said last year after you came back from your injury that you weren't sure if you would ever be the same player again. Have you sort of surpassed your own expectations with how good your performances have been since the turn of the year, and has it given you a lot of confidence to believe that you can be as good as you were, actually probably even better?
I mean, at the end, I'm a different player right now because of all the experiences I had with all the injuries I had. So I couldn't say I'm the same as I was I don't know 3-4 years ago. I have to accept now what happened in the past, but I feel very comfortable with the situation. I mean, obviously, I'm enjoying the football we are playing. I'm enjoying myself, and every game just helps me, to achieve. More and more to be more and more to come more and more in form, and I think hard work always pays off, and that is definitely what I did over the last month. And if my team needs me, I always try to be there and to be 100% ready.
Okay, you've been playing as the deepest line in the field across Fernandinho's absence. Is that where you see yourself playing long term, or do you think a bit more than that?
I see myself there where my manager sees me. So at the end, if I have to play this position, I want to fulfill it in a 100% and perfect way, or I will try to do it. If I need to be more disciplined in a defensive way, then I have to do that. But if I play, I don't know, one day again, the more offensive role, I'm also happy with that. So I don't really mind. I always try to do what's best for the team and just try to play my role. And hopefully I can do it also in the future.
No questions, but okay. Okay, welcome. Get any questions in Spanish from Pep will take at the end.
Good afternoon, Pep. A similar question to the one we opened with Ilkay. I mean, people are saying outside the tie that you've won the tie. I'm just wondering, from your perspective as a manager, how difficult that is kind of mentally, and what you'll do with your players tomorrow in terms of maybe bringing players in who haven't played football or playing your strongest team to get the job done properly.
For tomorrow?
Yeah.
Well, tomorrow we start again for 0. That is in knockout games. The second game you have to look what you have done in the first game. So, but you have to be focused to don't make a mistake. It's just to be focused what you have to do. If you are focused what you have to do in set pieces, in offensive, defensively, we'll be stable, and after we can control the game and go through. That is the target. So I think it's a Champions League. Ilkay said perfectly. So it's a Champions League game, and Champions League game is something special, and you have to be focused. Of course, we are delighted for the result we have done, but football is everything can happen. We can be a red card. They can score 1 or 2 goals. We see it not weeks ago. Arsenal had an amazing result in Europa League, and after it was 0-2 in 10-15 minutes. So everything can happen in football. Is be calm and focus what you have to do.
Do you think this team is at the same level as Barcelona?
No.
Why?
Because it's completely different players. They're players who won in the past a lot. We are new. Most of us, we are new here. We didn't win. We won. Now we can say we won 1 title. But we are. It's not comparing. So no, it's not good for us comparing with that team, because that team dominated the last decade, 15, 20 years, with different managers, with different players, win every season a lot of things. So, and we won just the first title. So, to be or think about to be joined this kind of teams, you have to be there for a long time. A long time means many years, and we won 1 title. That's all.
Pep, just away from football for a second, you obviously accepted the FA charge, but the chief executive of the FA came out with some quite extraordinary comments for which he's since apologised. Were you disappointed to hear what he said and what he tried to liken the yellow ribbon to?
Well, you say extraordinary comments.
Been polite.
Mr. Glenn, I apologize, so it's well, okay. But what the first impression when I hear that is because he didn't understand what does it mean, the yellow ribbon. It's simple like that. So he make a comment, it's far away what that means, that. So maybe no, he will realize what does it means, because the same. It's not about independence or not independence. It's not about that. It's about the 4 people and more people are in jail when they didn't do absolutely anything to be in jail. And the people there, people want independence and no independence, the right side, the left side, the people who want one side or the other ones is in favor of that. It's simple like that. It's I think now he wanted to understand was the comment just because didn't understand the reality what happened right now in that situation with that people. But I'm pretty sure of that now he will know it.
Do you think he should think before he talks?
Many times I speak for myself, and after that I said why I said that. I have regret what I said. Sometimes happen, but I am pretty sure now that is not going to happen. So.
is tomorrow a chance to bring John Stones back into the team? And do you feel he's lacked a little bit of confidence since coming back from that long injury layoff? How do you feel his performances have been?
John is an extraordinary player. What he has done has shown me that. So now we have 4 excellent central defenders, and Vincent Kompany for the long period was not able. Now he played the last games, and of course, last game has a chance. This game has a chance, John, and the other one is going to be. So they have to be ready. They have to be prepared for about my decisions. But we don't have. I don't have. He don't have. He doesn't have any doubts about his capacity, his abilities to play in that team.
Hi, Pep. We saw Mike Riley, the head of the referees, leave here just before. Are you confident that the meeting with him will help, your concerns about the industrial tackles that you believe your players have received?
Simon informed me 15 minutes ago before I came here, Mike Riley was here. I didn't know it. So I don't know which wise make a meeting. I don't know about which issues, Chicky, which issues he's talking about. You know better than me. So I don't know. But when we spoke, or I spoke about the tackle, it's not about concerned Manchester City players. It's about football. So I understand the physicality of that game here in England, and I accept it. It's not a problem about that. There are tackles and there are violent actions. And what we defend is the football and the players. It's simple like that. It's not Manchester City. It's football.
So are you confident you will be heard, or at least given a fair hearing about these concerns?
I don't know. I will speak with Chicky. He is going to tell me how was the meeting, but I don't know.
So it's interesting to me, as the manager of this club who's raised this issue, you didn't feel the need yourself personally to speak with Mike?
No. I spoke last season about that, and it's not necessary because, of course, if I think all the statements, if you have problems or have some doubts, it's good to have the communications to listen their point of view. It's good of that, but for me it's okay. So I met him because I didn't. I think when I was football player, he was my referee once or twice. I remember that, but it's okay. I met him like I met the president of FA, so it's okay. So I am new here, but no. 2 seasons here, so I didn't know the people who's in charge here in England. So when I'm able to meet him, for me it's not a problem.
Pep, your predecessors won the Premier League title here. You're going to win the title, barring an extraordinary collapse. Does that mean now that the Champions League is the most important trophy in terms of taking this club to the next level, and it's the one that the club wants the most to win?
Well, we are so close. I'm not going to say the false shy or say, we're not going to win. We are so close. We need 4 games, so the most important thing is in our hands. But I said many times, it's the game like the first question. We are almost in quarterfinals. We are almost champion in the Premier League. We are not in quarterfinals. We are not winner for the Premier League. That is the reality. So that's why you have to be calm. Is the best advice I can give to my players and everybody. So in football, in sport, is when you have done, you have done. Until now, it's okay. Be calm. In terms of the Champions League, it's a dream for all the teams to be there. But if tomorrow make what we have to do, will be for the second time, just the second time in the whole history in the quarterfinals for the Champions League. So when I'm talking about we are favorites to win the Champions League, it's an honor. The people can talk about that because if you don't play good in Manchester City 2 times in the quarterfinal of the Champions League, the people is not going to say that because we don't have legacy behind us. But that's why when the people are talking about maybe we are favorites, it's because we have done so far really good, and the people thinking about. But Champions League is completely different situations. What happened in Champions League, what happened in Wigan, when Fabian Delp, the 44 minutes red card, you don't win the Champions League. When the action from Zinchenko in the first half, when go to the tackle down against William, I think so, Moses, is orange. Can be yellow, can be red. And you go that red, you are out of the Champions League. So sometimes it's not about how you play. Champions is completely different situation, different Madrid before the first game against PSG, oh, Madrid is not good, PSG is going to win, it's a top team, it's playing well, Madrid is nothing good, 3-1. So, because it's Madrid. In Madrid, it's 12 Champions League is a lot. And it's different competitions, it's moments, but tomorrow we have a big chance to be for the second time in our history in quarterfinals. And that is so important. And it's enough achieved to be focused and to be concentrate what you have to do.
Sam?
Hi Pep. You've obviously got 4 top quality centre backs now. In the last 3 big games, you've chosen Company twice and Laporte. Just interested why you chose those players for those certain games.
Every game for is because I said many times for my feelings, not about because the other one doesn't play, is not able to play. I'm going to tell you why. In that case against Chelsea sometimes plays 5-4-1, sometimes play 5-4-2. If they play 4-2, maybe we make a build-up with 3, or we defend with 3 in the back. And we defend with 3 in the back, in the left side, Laporte, because his left foot maybe is much better than Otamendi, for example, or John Stones in that side. That's why when I didn't know we play 5-4-1 or 5-3-2, I said, okay, with Laporte, I can use both systems and settle better. That was in that game the reason why. And maybe in the other game will be another one. and it's simple like that. Sometimes when for example, play Nico and Vincent, because both they are amazingly winning duels. Defensively, winning duels, both are perfect. In some games, I needed that. Then, for example, another game, I need more the build-up, so I need more, I don't know, some special details. And sometimes my influence in my decisions is about that. Yeah. Well, he's ready to start tomorrow like he was ready to start the previous game. Since we saw him in the preseason against United, against Madrid, in our training sessions, we are delighted to have Phil with us. But still 17 years old, he's a young guy. I think the first year is so good to be there, to train with us. Of course, we're so happy to be, he was champion from England and playing the best player and playing that level. And of course, we have a lot of confidence with him, and maybe tomorrow play, maybe not. When we play every 3 games, so the distance in one game, another one in just 3 days, I have to wait until the last moment how the people recover, how the people see, if maybe they believe it's already done. When that's going to happen, I have that feeling he's not going to play, the players not going to play. So tomorrow morning I'm going to decide the lineup.
Okay, last couple guys.
Yeah, hi Pep. The club released some pictures yesterday of Benjamin Mendy back in training. How is he and how is Fernandinho?
Fernandinho is much better. The center right is Sterling. Maybe tomorrow, I don't know if tomorrow is going to play, but maybe for Stoke City they will be ready. And Mendy is a good news. He's back, but of course after 6 months you have to be careful.
Pep, it's almost a year since you were knocked out at this stage last year. What difference do you see in your players? Do you see them as more mature players this season in the Champions League?
Yeah, we won more games, and one more games give you a lot of confidence. And you have to do, and you have done. Last season, we were more up and downs. We were not enough stable to be sure we're going to. This season can happen the same, but we won a lot of games, and that gives you a lot of confidence. So it depends of the play. No matter the players they play, always we were in a stable level, and that in that competition is so important. But always it's time to learn, and tomorrow is a good test to see how handle the situations, the good result. In Champions League it's so important how handle the bad moments and the good moments. Tomorrow we start in a good moment because we start with 4-0. How we handle that, how you control, how many concede, how you create. Maybe tomorrow it's more important nothing happen than create 20 chances when you have to recover one result. Tomorrow I would like to see a team and nothing happen. Okay, we are not maybe in a huge performance, but we don't concede, we have the control, we don't concede set pieces, we don't concede the counterattacks. In the right moment you attack, and when we lose the ball always we are stable. we play simple. Because normally in that game we're 0, every player have to show how good we are, and after they make wrong decisions, and we have to play in the simple way. Like, for example, we play against Chelsea. Like, the ball is quicker than our movements, attack in the right moment. It's a good moment to see in Champions League when we are 1-0, 2-1, how handle that situations, and maybe it's a good test to learn of that for our future into this season and the next one.
Okay, take it in Spanish.
No. Al final la Federació Anglesa té unes normes, té unes lleis, les aplica, jo les entenc. Jo quan dic accepto la decisió de la FA perquè l'he d'acceptar, jo estic enmig d'unes normes, però això no significa que ja estiguem d'acord i no significa que ells tinguin la raó o jo la tingui, o que ells no la tinguin o que jo no la tingui. És a dir, quan tu vas a un jutge, tu has d'acceptar-ho, però no significa això que sigui cert. Quantes vegades hi ha hagut decisions que no són, que al pas del temps s'han demostrat que no eren justes. Jo les accepto. No significa que hi estigui d'acord, però jo estic enmig de la Federació Anglesa i hi ha unes normes i ho vaig dir des del primer dia que ho vaig portar. Si creuen que és incorrecte, doncs acceptaré el d'allò, però ho porti o no ho porti, sigui visible o no visible, el Yellow Ribbon sempre hi serà. No canvia absolutament res. És a dir, no entenc tant el fet que es vegi o no es vegi, veure a les rodes de premsa es pot veure, però al camp no es pot veure. Que es vegi o no es vegi, la situació és la mateixa. És a dir, hi ha persones a l'exili i a la presó injustament. I mentre passi això, doncs, l'únic que podem fer és seguir donant-los suport.
The question is, were you expecting after a year and a half in this country, were you expecting more understanding by the FA, for example, about wearing the yellow ribbon? Well, to be honest, not really. In the end, there's the FA rules, they have them and they apply them, so I accept the decision because I have to, because I'm in this country working, I'm in the middle of the rules, but that doesn't mean I agree or not, or doesn't mean they are right or wrong. It's just many times it's been in the history decisions that after some time they show weren't fair, and it's proof it weren't fair, but again, I accept them. Doesn't mean I agree with the decision, but I'm here, I'm working here, and there's some rules, and I accept that, but I said from the beginning that if the FA considered that I shouldn't wear the yellow ribbon, I would accept it. But the fact that I wear it or not doesn't mean anything, because the yellow ribbon is always going to be there, even if you see it or not, even if I wear it in the press conference, in the post-match, it doesn't matter. The situation doesn't change. There's still people in prison, in jail, on an unfair way.
Hola, Pep. Hace una década atrás, 3 equipos ingleses llegaron de forma consecutiva en 3 temporadas semifinales. No lo lograron 2 millones de ingleses. Eso se ha pasado un poco a España en la última década. ¿Crees que desde esta temporada, que otra vez el inglés todos los días, están además 4 con muchas actividades, desde esta temporada pueda volver el inglés?
Se ha de ver, que es bueno que estemos muchos, pero se ha de ver. Esto para verlo, si estaremos... Yo no sé, cuando haces las preguntas lo que pasará en el futuro, yo es que no lo sé, en el fútbol no lo sé. Cuando dicen, a veces me preguntan, ¿qué pasará mañana en el partido? Pues que no lo sé. Tengo una idea de cómo sé lo que le voy a hablar a mis jugadores, pero no lo sé. ¿Qué va a pasar en 2-3 años si los equipos ingleses estarán en cuartos de final, semifinal, alguna final? No lo sé. Que lo intentaremos, al menos nosotros, eso seguro, pero no lo sé.
A decade ago, the 3 English teams reached the semi-finals of the Champions League in 3 consecutive seasons. Do you think that that is a trend that can happen again in the following years? Well, we will see. It's already good that there's so many teams in this status of the competition, but we'll see. I can't predict the future, so I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. You ask me sometimes what will happen tomorrow. I don't know. What will happen in 2-3 years from now? There will be English teams in the last rounds of the competition. We don't know, but as far as we are concerned, we will try to be there.
Okay, guys. ¿Ya está? ¿Ya está? Okay, thank you.